This is the 5th video in the Sexual Sovereignty series, and one of the reasons that's wise to have sexual sovereignty, of course, like I mentioned before, you have to have pretty good communication skills along the lines of NVC, otherwise known as compassionate communication. Because, you know, if you can't communicate fairly, it's really hard to get to the other side of volatile issues, and sexuality is a pretty charged issue, you know, with partners, especially if you're talking about being with other people. So but one of the reasons why it exists is that sometimes your partner isn't into doing certain things in the bedroom that you might be really into, and so what are you supposed to do? Just live without it for the rest of your life? And that's not very fair. So usually, you know, you can give them they can have the decision, hey, I'm going to experiment and start seeing if maybe I am willing to give that to you. Otherwise, you can go to a session maybe and have a session where someone offers that to you. You know, maybe it's something kinky or a little outside the box and they're just not into it. You know, our partners aren't going to be everything we ever wanted in a human being. It's just not realistic. So we need to find ways to have our needs met in a conscious way. And I know this feels so bizarre to some of you who have never thought about doing that, and it just seems like opening a can of worms. And yes, it takes skills. That's why with my partner, I said, I don't want to hear about it. You know, I just think that that's going to make jealousy come up, and it's going to take too much of our headspace, and you know, it needs to be seamless. So I don't even notice if you go to a session while you're running errands, or you don't notice because, you know, you were out of town or whatever. So and it's agreeing to not ask questions either if that's what you agree to, because it's not fair to say, well, you know, how many people have you been with, or have you been with anybody, you know, since we made this agreement? You know, that's not really fair, because I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about us. I don't want to talk about some other relationship. I want to be present with our relationship when I'm with my partner. And you know, it really boils down that we all have needs and feelings, and those needs need to be met. And if they're not met, they need to be met by our partner. They need to be met somehow. And otherwise, it's going to fall apart. And it sets the stage to seek someone out to take care of it. So you might as well talk about it now and get it clear on how you want to handle that.